Have you ever looked at your best friend and wondered, what if everything you believed about her was a lie? What if that one smile, that one hug was hiding a knife aimed at your heart? I did, and it almost ended me. My name is Emily, and this is the story of how my closest friend, Sarah, turned our unbreakable bond into a web of deceit that nearly shattered my entire world. But stick with me, because by the end, you'll see how I turned the tables, exposed the truth, and found a justice that no one saw coming. It's a tale of betrayal so deep it steals your breath, and revenge so sweet it heals the scars. But let's start at the beginning. Before the lies, before the shock that left me broken on the floor. I met Sarah in college, back when life felt like an endless summer. We were both 19, wide-eyed freshmen navigating parties, late-night study sessions, and dreams bigger than the campus quad. I was the quiet one, buried in books, dreaming of becoming a journalist who could uncover truths and make a difference. Sarah? She was fire. Bold, laughing, with that effortless charm that made everyone gravitate toward her. We bonded over bad cafeteria coffee and shared secrets in our tiny dorm room. "You're my sister from another mister," she'd say, linking her arm in mine as we walked across the quad, and I believed her. God, did I believe her. Those early years were magic. We'd skip classes to binge watch old movies, her head on my shoulder, giggling about boys who didn't deserve us. When I got my first heartbreak, a guy named Mark who ghosted me after 3 dates, Sarah was there with ice cream and a playlist of empowerment anthems. "Men are idiots, Em," she'd declare, her eyes fierce. "But we've got each other. That's all that matters." And when she struggled with her art major, doubting every brushstroke, I'd stay up till dawn, hyping her sketches, telling her she was a genius. We were inseparable. Shared apartments after graduation, job hunts in the same city, even double dates that ended in fits of laughter. Life wasn't perfect. Bills piled up, dreams felt distant, but with Sarah, it felt possible. By our mid-20s, things leveled up. I landed a gig at a small online news outlet, writing puff pieces that paid the rent. Sarah? She exploded onto the scene as a graphic designer, her bold illustrations landing her freelance work with big brands. We celebrated every win together. Brunch mimosas for my first byline, rooftop parties for her first major client. To us, we'd toast, clinking glasses under city lights. The dream team. No one could touch us, or so I thought. But looking back, maybe there were signs. Tiny flickers I ignored because love blinds you, right? Like the way Sarah's eyes would linger a second too long when I talked about my goals, or how she'd steer conversations back to her wins, even when it was my turn to shine. I brushed it off as her confidence, her spark. Friends aren't perfect, they're human. Still, those flickers, they haunted me later, like ghosts whispering warnings I didn't hear. Fast forward to 28. I just met Alex, the kind of guy who makes your heart stutter. Steady job as a teacher, kind eyes, the sort who remembers your coffee order and listens when you ramble about your day. We met at a coffee shop. Cliché, I know. When he bumped my table and spilled my latte. Instead of awkward apologies, he bought me a new one and stayed to chat. 3 months in, and I was falling hard. Sarah adored him from the jump. "He's a keeper, Em," she'd gushed over wine nights. "You two are endgame." She'd even play wingwoman, setting up double dates with her latest fling. It felt like our circle was complete. Me, Alex, Sarah, and whatever guy she was dazzling that month. That's when the first real crack appeared. It was subtle, like a hairline fracture in glass you don't notice until the light hits it just right. Sarah's career was soaring. She'd landed a dream gig designing for a national magazine. Mine? Stagnant. My editor kept passing over my pitches for bigger stories, leaving me churning out listicles. One night, after too many glasses of red, I confessed to Sarah over takeout. "I feel stuck," I said, poking at my pad tie. Like I'm watching everyone else move forward while I spin my wheels. She leaned in, her hand on mine, eyes soft. Oh, Em, you're brilliant. Hey, I've got an inside tip, a huge expose opportunity at my mag. They're looking for a co-writer. I could put in a word. What do you say? My heart leapt. This was it, the break I'd been chasing. Sarah, you'd do that for me? She waved it off with a laugh. Duh, sisters before misters, remember? The next day, she texted, spoke to my editor. You're in for a meeting next week. Prep that pitch. I hugged my phone like it was gold. For the first time in months, I felt seen, hopeful, alive. But as I prepped for that meeting, nights blurring into research, outlines scribbled on napkins, Sarah started pulling away. Text went unanswered for hours. Our weekly dinners? Canceled with vague excuses. Crazy deadline, babe. I chalked it up to her workload. After all, she was the one opening this door for me. Gratitude kept the doubts at bay. The meeting day arrived. Nerves buzzing, I walked into the sleek office, portfolio in hand, rehearsing my pitch in the elevator. The editor, a sharp woman named Lisa, greeted me warmly. Emily, right? Sarah raves about you. We dove in. I laid out my idea for a deep dive on corporate whistleblowers, tying it to real lives like mine. Ordinary people fighting for truth. Lisa nodded, jotting notes. This has legs. We'd love to pair you with Sarah on the visuals. She's already brainstorming concepts. Pair me with Sarah? My mind raced, excitement mixed with a twinge of surprise. I hadn't known she'd be involved that way. But hey, collaboration with my bestie? Dream come true. As I left buzzing with possibility, my phone lit up. Sarah, how'd it go? Spill. I typed back furiously. Amazing! They want us to team up. Thank you, thank you. Her reply, 3 heart emojis, and told ya, we're unstoppable. That night, we celebrated. Pizza and cheap champagne on my couch. Alex joined, toasting to the power duo. Sarah's eyes sparkled as she clinked my glass. To new beginnings, Em. This is just the start. I believed every word. How could I not? She was my rock, my cheerleader. But as the bubbles fizzed and laughter filled the room, a quiet voice in my head whispered, "What if this is too good to be true?" Little did I know that whisper was the first thread unraveling, because the truth, it wasn't a gift. It was a trap. And Sarah, she was the one pulling the strings. But we'll get there. Hang on, because the fall is coming, and it's steeper than you can imagine. Those first weeks after the meeting? Pure bliss. Or at least that's how it felt on the surface. Alex and I were deepening. Weekend hikes, stolen kisses in bookstores, talks about a future that didn't scare me anymore. Work-wise, the magazine project consumed me. Emails flew between Lisa, Sarah, and me. Outlines, mood boards, and interview leads. Sarah's designs were killer. Bold graphics that punched up my words like fireworks. "You're the voice, I'm the vision," she'd text, attaching sketches that made my prose pop. I poured my soul into it, chasing sources late into nights, fueled by the high of finally breaking through. Sarah and I synced up constantly. Coffee runs turned into strategy sessions. Her apartment became our war room, littered with takeout boxes and highlighters. "This could be our ticket, Em," she'd say, pacing with that infectious energy. "Pulitzer vibes, baby." I'd laugh, exhaustion forgotten in her glow. Alex noticed the shift. "You two are like a machine," he'd tease over dinner. "Just don't forget to sleep." I promised I wouldn't. Life felt balanced. Love, friendship, ambition, all clicking into place. But even then, the imbalances crept in. Sarah started dominating the calls with Lisa. I'd pitch an angle and she'd jump in. "Love that, but let's tweak it with my visuals here." At first, it was teamwork. Then it grated. Like my ideas were clay for her to mold. One afternoon, during a 3-way Zoom, Lisa praised a section I'd slaved over. "Emily, this lead is gold, raw, emotional." Sarah chimed in smoothly. "Totally. I built the infographic around it to really drive it home." I smiled through the screen, but inside,
A flicker of what? Irritation? No, couldn't be. She's helping. Off project, things shifted too. Our girls' nights dwindled. When we did hang, she'd vent about her stress, deadlines, and creative blocks while glossing over my wins. "Oh, your byline? Cute," she'd say with a wink, then pivot to her latest freelance score. I told myself it was her way, extroverted, larger than life. Alex picked up on it first. "She seems intense lately," he said one night as we curled up post-dinner. "You okay?" I shrugged it off. "She's just busy. We're good." The real turning point hit a month in. We were deep in revisions, the piece shaping up to be a beast, 10,000 words on whistleblowers who'd risked everything for truth. My interviews were the heart. Stories of betrayal in boardrooms, lives upended by lies. Irony, huh? As I typed one evening, Sarah called. Emergency brainstorm, my place now. I grabbed my laptop, heart racing with that old thrill. She opened the door, in yoga pants, hair tousled, a bottle of rosé chilling. "Fuel for the fire," she grinned, pouring generously. We dove in, spreadsheets open, voices overlapping. That's when she dropped it casually, like it was nothing. "Lisa mentioned co-author credit today. You cool if we share the byline? My designs are half the story, right?" I froze, glass midway to my lips. Share? I'd assumed lead writer, her as illustrator. But co-author? It meant equal billing, equal glory. My stomach twisted, but her eyes were so earnest, pleading almost. Please, it would mean the world. We're in this together." I swallowed the knot in my throat. "Yeah, of course. Team effort." She squealed, hugging me tight. "You're the best. This is going to change everything for both of us." We clinked our glasses, and the night blurred into more wine, more plans. But as I drove home, buzz fading, doubt gnawed. Was this collaboration or concession? I pushed it down. Gratitude, remember? She got me the gig. The next weeks ramped up. Deadlines loomed. Tempers frayed. Alex became my anchor, cooking meals when I forgot, rubbing my shoulders during late-night calls. "Proud of you, babe," he'd murmur. Sarah, she thrived on the chaos, her energy electric. But cracks widened. She'd forget to loop me on emails to Lisa, then forward them with a breezy, "Oops, my bad." Once I caught her pitching tweaks to my draft without CCing me. Small changes, but mine. "Streamlining," she explained later, over hurried coffee. "Didn't want to bug you." I nodded, forcing a smile. Trust, that's what friends do. Then came the dinner that should have been a red flag. Alex, Sarah, her date du jour, some tech bro named Jake, and me at our favorite Italian spot. Laughter flowed with the Chianti, stories bouncing like ping pong. Sarah dominated, of course. Tales of her wild college excavates, exaggerated for effect. I chimed in with a quiet anecdote about my first article, but she talked over. "Remember that time we crashed the frat party, Em? Epic!" The table chuckled. My story dissolved. Alex squeezed my hand under the table, his eyes saying, "You good?" I was mostly. Tired maybe, but invested. As dessert hit, Sarah leaned in, voice low. One more thing for the piece. Lisa wants a personal angle. Your story woven in. Make it relatable." My pulse quickened. Personal? Like my own fears of being sidelined in journalism? "That could work," I said cautiously. She beamed. "Perfect. I'll draft a section tonight, run it by you tomorrow." Draft my story? Unease prickled, but excitement won. This was exposure. Vulnerability for victory. I went to bed that night wrapped in Alex's arms, dreaming of headlines. But the next morning, an email from Lisa pinged my inbox. Subject, exciting update on whistleblower piece. Heart pounding, I opened it. "Emily, great work so far." Sarah shared her draft of the personal hook. "Brilliant stuff. It's got real punch. Let's lock in co-lead credit and push to pub next month. Thoughts?"
Sarah's draft? She hadn't run it by me. Fingers trembling, I clicked the attachment. There it was, my words, twisted. My fears of being overlooked, my dreams of truth-telling, but framed as her journey. As a designer thrust into writing, it began, I felt the sting of being unseen. My voice, her narrative. Shock hit like ice water. This wasn't collaboration, this was theft. I stared at the screen, breath shallow. Call her? Confront? No, deep breaths. Maybe a mix-up. But deep down I knew. The flicker had become a flame, and it was burning toward me. What happened next? It pulled me under, fast. But hold on, because the lie she told to cover it, that was the twist that nearly broke me for good. That email sat open on my screen for what felt like hours, the words blurring as my mind raced. Have you ever had a moment where the world tilts and suddenly nothing makes sense? That's what hit me, a slow-motion unraveling of trust. Sarah, my Sarah, had taken my story, my vulnerability, and slipped it into her draft like it was hers all along. I reread it 3 times, hunting for excuses. A mistake. She'll fix it. But the phrasing? Too polished. Too her. My raw notes from our brainstorm? Gone. Replaced with her spin. I closed the laptop, heart hammering, and paced my apartment. Alex was at work. The silence amplified every doubt. Call her, a voice urged. Demand answers. But another whispered, don't rock the boat. She's your friend. Friendship isn't transaction, right? It's grace, forgiveness. I texted instead. Neutral. Saw Lisa's email. Your draft looks great. Let's chat tweaks. Coffee later? Bubbles danced. Then stopped. An hour passed. 2. Finally. Swamped, babe. Tomorrow? Tomorrow never came that easy. The day dragged. Work calls I half heard, lunch forgotten. By evening, Alex found me on the couch staring at nothing. Talk to me. I spilled it all, words tumbling like confessions. He listened, brow furrowed, then pulled me close. That's not okay. You deserve credit for your own voice. His anger mirrored mine, steadying the storm. Confront her. You can't let this slide. I nodded, resolve hardening. Tomorrow, I'd face it head on. But tomorrow brought deflection. We met at our usual spot, a cozy cafe with mismatched mugs and the scent of fresh scones. Sarah breezed in late, all apologies and hugs. Traffic was a nightmare. So, the draft, thoughts? Her eyes sparkled, expectant like we'd co-create this bombshell. I sipped my latte, steadying. It's strong, but the personal section, that's my story, Sarah, from our talk. She blinked, feigning surprise. Oh, I wove it in to tie our arcs, yours and mine. Makes it universal, you know? Universal. My gut twisted. It reads like your experience, and Lisa thinks it's yours. She laughed light and disarming. Silly, it's collaborative. We'll clarify in notes. But her fidget, nail-tapping the table, betrayed her. We hashed edits for an hour, me reclaiming phrases, her conceding with sighs. Fine, tweak it your way. As we hugged goodbye, she whispered, Love you, Em. We're golden. Golden. The word echoed, hollow. The conflict simmered from there, bubbling under every interaction. Project meetings amped up, Lisa praising our progress, oblivious to the undercurrents. Sarah shone in Zooms, her visual stealing breaths, while I fought to anchor my words. Off hours, tensions leaked. She'd cancel plans last minute. Editor crisis. I'd spot her stories on social, glam nights out, no mention of me. Jealousy? No. Hurt. Deeper, a fear. Was our friendship always this lopsided? Alex saw it clearest. She's using you, Em. Wake up. His words stung, but rang true. One night after another, forgotten email chain, I vented over Thai food. It's like she wants the glory without the give. He set down his fork, serious. Then take it back, or walk. Walk? From Sarah? The girl who'd held my hand through Mom's illness 2 years back? Cancer diagnosis hitting like a freight train? No. I'd fix it. Salvage us. That's when the whispers turned to shouts. A week later, prepping for a source interview, a whistleblower named Tom, ex-corporate drone turned truth teller, I shared notes with Sarah. This guy's story mirrors mine, betrayed by a mentor. She nodded absently, scrawling her phone. Cool. Use it for the hook. The hook she'd tried to claim. Irritation flared. Actually, it's for my section. Her eyes snapped up. Cool. Our section, Am. Lighten up. Lighten up. The words ignited something. Sarah, what's going on? This feels off. She sighed, dramatic. You're stressed. It's the deadline. We're fine. But her tone, patronizing like I was the problem, cracked something in me. I left early, slamming the door a little too hard. That night, alone, tears came. Not just for the project, but for us. The girl who'd been my mirror, now distorted. The breaking point loomed mid-month. Lisa scheduled a team check-in. Just her, Sarah, me. I arrived early, nerves electric. Sarah sauntered in last, latte in hand. Lisa dove right in. Ladies, this piece is fire. Sarah, your personal thread? Heart-wrenching. Emily, your research ties it perfectly. Heart-wrenching. Her thread. I glanced at Sarah. She avoided my eyes, smirking faintly. Enough. Lisa, I said, voice steady, but the quake inside. The personal thread is mine, based on my experiences. Silence dropped like a curtain. Lisa blinked. Oh, Sarah mentioned it as... Sarah cut in, smooth as silk. A collab inspiration. M's input was huge. Huge. The lie hung there, invisible but choking. Lisa nodded, awkward. Clarify credits then. Moving on. I sat stunned as they discussed timelines, my mind reeling. Inspiration? That was outright theft. Driving home, fury boiled, anger at her gall, sadness for the trust torched. Alex waited with wine. What now? I paced. I call her out, full stop. But doubt crept. What if she denies? What if it tanks the piece and my shot? That night, sleep evaded. Questions swirled. How long had this brewed? Was the gig ever for me or a stage for her? By dawn, resolve set. I'd confront, calm, facts first. But as I texted, we need to talk, serious, her reply chilled me. Can't. Out of town. Weekend. Out of town. Unannounced. The avoidance was a slap. Little did I know that weekend held the lie, the big one, the twist that would expose her not just as a thief, but a saboteur. And it started with a single, innocent check of my email. Hang tight, because what I found there wasn't just a betrayal. It was a bomb, ticking down to destruction. One click. That's all it took to detonate everything. It was Friday evening, Alex out grabbing groceries, me curled on the couch with a heating pad against ache in my chest, the kind that comes from too many swallowed words. My phone buzzed, work alert, nothing more. But curiosity pulled me to my laptop, inbox overflowing. Amid the spam, one email caught my eye. From Lisa, sent 2 days ago. Subject, confidential, piece direction. Confidential. My finger hovered, then clicked. The words blurred at first, then sharpened into knives. Emily, quick note on the whistleblower piece. Sarah pulled me aside yesterday, shared some concerns. Says the personal angle feels too raw for you, that you're struggling with the emotional lift. Suggested I let her take lead on revisions to protect the timeline. She's got a strong vision, and honestly, her energy is carrying it. Thoughts on stepping back to research support? We value you, but let's chat Monday. Stepping back. My breath caught, ragged. Struggling? Raw? This wasn't concern, it was sabotage. Sarah, my best friend, had lied to my boss, painting me as weak, unreliable, all to sideline me. Protect the timeline? Please. It was protect her spotlight. I reread, hunting context. CC'd? No. Just Lisa. Private? Poisonous. Tears pricked. Anger, yes, but deeper, a bone-deep sadness. How? How could she, the girl who'd cried with me over lost jobs, who'd vowed us against the world? I slammed the laptop, pacing, fists clenched. Call Alex? No. Process first. But my hands shook as I scrolled back. Other emails, threads I'd missed. One from Sarah to Lisa forwarded accidentally. M's great, but she's swamped with personal stuff. I can handle the heavy lift. Keep it moving. Personal stuff? I'd shared nothing about Mom's remission scare, nothing beyond work stress. Lies, layered like onion skin, peeling back to rot. Shock morphed to nausea. This wasn't a one-off, it was a pattern. The draft theft, the dominating meetings, the subtle digs, all engineered to edge me out. I grabbed my keys, storming to her apartment unannounced. Rain slicked the streets, mirroring the storm inside. Her place glowed warm through the window, lights on, laughter spilling out. Laughter? I pounded the door. It swung open. Sarah, flushed, wine glass in hand. Em, what's up? Behind her, Jake, the tech bro, lounging on the couch, oblivious. We need to talk. Now. My voice cracked, low thunder. She glanced back, then stepped out, pulling the door half shut. Babe, bad timing. What's wrong? Rain dripped from my hood. I thrust my phone at her, a screenshot of Lisa's email. This. Explain. Her face paled, then schooled to confusion. What? I never. Don't. I cut in, voice rising. You told Lisa I'm struggling. Suggested I step back. Why, Sarah? To steal the byline solo? The word steal hung heavy. Her eyes flashed. Guilt? Defiance? Em, you're overreacting. I was helping. You're buried in research. I thought easing your load. Helping. The lie slithered out, smooth. Easing my load by lying about me? Hurt cracked my voice. I trusted you. This gig, you brought me in. Was it ever for us? She shifted, arms crossing. Of course, but you're so intense lately. Paranoid. It's the stress. Paranoid? Me? The projection hit like a gut punch. No, you're the one twisting everything. My story in your draft, now this. What's next? My name off the piece entirely? Jake called from inside. She waved him off, voice dropping, urgent. Look, it's not like that. Lisa needs results. If you're faltering... Faltering? The accusation ignited me. I'm not faltering. You're undermining me to shine alone. Tears welled. I swiped them furiously. We're done, Sarah. The project, the friendship, is done. Her mask slipped, vulnerability flickering, then hardening. Fine, walk away, but you'll regret it. I made this happen. Made it happen? The entitlement chilled me. I turned, rain soaking through, her door slamming behind like a full stop. Driving home, sobs racked me. Grief for the girl I thought I knew. Rage at the void left. Alex found me shivering on the stoop. Em, Jesus. Inside, wrapped in blankets, I poured it out. Email, confrontation, the venom. He held me as I shattered. She's poison, he said, finally, steel in his voice. Cut her out. But cutting? It ached, a phantom limb. That night, sleep came fitfully. Dreams of mirrors cracking, reflections lying. Morning brought fallout. Text from Sarah. Sorry you feel that way. Let's cool off. Then Lisa. Heard about the tension. Can we mediate? Mediate. No. I replied curtly, stepping off the piece. Best to all. Hitting send freed something. Relief laced with loss. But the real bomb dropped Sunday. Scrolling social for distraction, a post stopped me cold. Sarah's feed, a glossy selfie at a rooftop bar, caption blazing. Big news, landing lead on major expose for magazine. Dreams do come true. Grateful for the push. Hashtag girlboss, hashtag truthtellers. Attached, a teaser graphic from our project. My research is woven in, uncredited. Comments flooded. Congrats for mutuals, none the wiser. Shock rooted me. Lead? Solo? She'd spun the narrative. Her win, my exit as drama. But the twist, the gut-wrencher, came in the tags. One photo, candid, her arm linked with Alex's, at that bar, last week, during one of her deadlines. My world spun. Alex? With her? No, impossible. But the date stamped it. The night I'd waited for our emergency brainstorm that never happened. Questions hammered. Flirtation? More? Betrayal layered on betrayal. Friendship torched. Now love threatened. I confronted him that instant, photo thrust like evidence. What is this? His face drained. It's nothing. She texted, said you two fought, needed advice. Group hang, that's all. Group? The photo screamed intimate. Advice? Or more? He swore innocence, hurt flashing. You think I'd... But the seed was planted, courtesy of her lie. By evening, clarity cut through. Sarah hadn't just stolen credit, she'd sown chaos in my life. Work, trust, and heart. The destruction? Nearly complete. But nearly isn't done. And that's when the plan sparked. Not vengeance wild, but justice, quiet, exposing. Because the shocking twist? It wasn't the photo. It was what I uncovered next. Her web, spun long before. And oh, it changed everything. I didn't sleep that night. Not after the photo, the lies piling like debris. Alex's reassurances echoed hollow. Trust, once bedrock, now sand. By dawn, resolve hardened. Not to lash out, but to know. Full truth, no more half shadows. Sarah's game? I'd map it. Quietly. Methodically. Because revenge isn't chaos, it's clarity, served cold. First, the photo. I do social deep dive, stories archived. More pics surfaced. Her and Alex at that bar, laughing too close. His hand on her back, jokingly. Text side missed. Hers to him, M's being dramatic. Drinks to vent? His reply, sure if it helps. Harmless? Maybe. But the pattern screened intent, isolating me, testing waters. Anger simmered, but I filed it. Bigger fish. Next, the project. I emailed Lisa, polite probe. Curious about final credits. Any updates? Her reply came swiftly. Sarah's taking solo lead. Said you two parted ways amicably. She's killing it. Amicably. The gall. But attached? A draft link. I clicked it, breath held. There it was. My interviews, my structure, her byline bold at the top. And the personal hook? Expanded. Now a full chapter on overcoming doubt in a cutthroat field. Phrases lifted from my journal, shared in confidence months back during a wine-fueled vent. Journal. That's when the past tugged. I pulled it from my shelf. Leather-bound, pages thick with dreams, fears. Flipping, a note fell. Sarah's handwriting, from 2 years ago. Read this. Your words inspire me. Borrowed from my portfolio pitch? XO. Borrowed. I'd said yes, forgotten. But now? Pattern. I scrolled through old emails, her inspirations, from my pitches, my stories. College even. A class project I'd aced. Her tweaked version winning praise. Coincidence? No. Theft. Chronic. The twist hit, mid-search. 3 a.m., coffee cold. A forgotten folder, shared drive from our early freelance days. Files labeled M's Ideas, Adept. My brainstorms for articles, untouched by me, were reworked in her style. One, a pitch I'd abandoned, heartbreak-themed. Her version? Published under her name last year, minor mag, but viral. Comments gushed. So raw. Raw. My raw. Shock rippled, waves crashing. This wasn't recent greed. It was her blueprint. From dorm days, she'd mined me, my quiet insights fueling her flash. Why? Insecurity masked as ambition? Or worse, viewing me as a stepping stone? Questions swirled, but answers crystallized. The gig wasn't random kindness. It was the endgame, Lure me in, extract gold, eject me broken. But the shocking twist, the one that left me gasping, knees to chest on the kitchen floor, was a buried text chain synced to my cloud from an old phone. Late night, post-college, her confessing to a mutual friend, me carbon copied by accident. M sweet, but clueless. Her ideas are fire. I just polish 'em. She thinks it's magic. Lull, keeps her loyal. The word curdled. I'd been prop, not partner. And the kicker, I'd attached the audio, grainy voice note, and her laughing. One day, I'll outshine her. Watch. Outshine, not share. Destroy. The lie wasn't the draft or the email to Lisa. It was us, our friendship, fabricated on pilfered trust. Sobs came then, raw and wrenching. Grief for the illusion, fury for the fool I'd been. Alex found me at sunrise, curled small. M? I showed him the chain, the files. His face darkened, shock, then steel. We end this. Her way? No. My way. Nonviolent, but nuclear. Exposure. Not screaming matches, but truth broadcast. Her web laid bare for all to see. The plan bloomed. Simple, yet devastating. Step 1. Document. Screenshots, timestamps, and the voice note were transcribed. Step 2. Allies. Lisa first. Facts, no drama. Then mutuals, the circle she'd charmed. Step 3. The stage. Her big launch party for the piece. Announced on social. Come celebrate truth. Venue, next Friday. I'd go. Not as a victim, but an unmasker. Invite in hand, she'd sent group 1. Cheeky. I prepped. Alex by my side. You're stronger than her lies. Strength. Yes. The shock had forged it. Betrayal's gift. As Friday neared, butterflies warred with resolve. What if she spun it? Denied. But deep down I knew. Truth cuts deepest. And hers? It was riddled with holes. The party loomed, electric with possibility. But before the climax, one more thread pulled. The confrontation that set it all ablaze. What do you do when the person you trusted most turns out to be a shadow puppeteer, pulling strings on your life? You don't crumble. You craft. That's what the days after the twist became. A forge. Me hammering doubt into determination. No wild accusations, no public meltdowns. That's her chaos. Mine? Precision. A plan born of pain, aimed at justice. Expose the lies, not with screams, but with the spotlight. Let her own words condemn her. Step 1. Fortify the evidence. I dove deep, systematically. That shared drive? Backed up. Every borrowed file cataloged. Dates, originals versus hers, side-by-side screaming plagiarism. The voice note? Cleaned audio, transcribed verbatim. Outshine her. Watch. Chilling. Added screenshots of the project emails, Lisa's concerns note, even the bar photo with timeline proof, her vent session overlapping my ignored texts, a dossier, thick as a novel but sharp as a scalpel. Alex was my co-conspirator, a steady hand to my fire. This could blow back, he warned, over late-night strategy sessions, pizza boxes strewn. She'll fight dirty, I nodded. Resolve, iron. Let her. Truth doesn't bruise. We role-played. Her denials, spins. You're jealous, I'd mimic. He'd counter, facts don't lie. His support, lifeline. And the photo, cleared. Innocent hang, her ploy obvious now. Trust mended, stronger. Step 2,
the network. Quiet outreach, seeds planted. Lisa first, email framed calm. Some context on the piece exit. Attached, timeline discrepancies. Happy to discuss. Her reply? Stunned emojis. Then a call. Emily, this explains a lot. Sarah's been evasive. We'll review credits. Review. Step toward reclaim. Mutuals next. College crew, work overlaps. Subtle shares. Crazy story. Check this old text. Thoughts? Reactions poured. Shock. Head shakes. Always knew she was ambitious. Too much. No mob, but just ripples, eroding her pedestal. Step 3. The delivery. Not a rant. Too emotional. Her weapon. Instead, a presentation. Printed dossier for key players. Lisa and a few journo friends. Digital for the room. QR code on a sleek card, linking to a clean site I'd built. The real story behind the story. Neutral title, devastating content. Graphic timeline, audio clip embedded. QR code, no. Clarity. But the heart? A letter. Handwritten, slipped into her program at the event. Sarah, we built dreams together. You took mine. This isn't revenge. It's reckoning. Read, reflect. M. Vulnerable close. Moral high ground. Let her squirm in authenticity. Prep consumed me. Outfit chosen. Simple black. Power, not flash. Speech rehearsed. Short, factual. I came to celebrate, but truth demands light. Alex prep 2. Breathe. You've got this. Doubts nipped. What if no one cares? But no, the shock of her web fueled me. This wasn't destruction, it was dismantling. Her empire of lies, brick by borrowed brick. Thursday night, eve of battle, I walked the venue in mind. Loft space, exposed brick, crowd buzzing. Her at the center, mic in hand, basking. Me peripheral, then pivotal. Timing key. Post-speech, during mingling. Slip cards, watch waves, crash. A final twist in planning. Her preemptive strike. Voicemail. Voice-honeyed venom. M. Party tomorrow. Come alone. No drama. For old times. Old times. The lore twisted my gut, but I deleted, unmoved. Drama? She'd scripted it. I'd rewrite it. Dawn broke on Friday, the sun slicing curtains. I rose, dossier in bag, heart steady. Mirror reflection, not broken girl, but warrior. This ends tonight. Alex kissed my forehead. Justice looks good on you. The venue loomed by evening, city lights twinkling, bass thumping. I slipped in, invisible at first. Sarah on stage, radiant. This piece, it's about betrayal sting and rising. Cheers, rising. I gripped my cards, waiting. The plan hummed. Alive. But as her eyes scanned the crowd, locking on mine, smug, then wary, the air thickened. She knew. Something, and that made the climax electric. One more breath. Then, the unmasking.
The loft pulsed like a heartbeat, exposed beams overhead, fairy lights draping like deceptive stars, laughter bubbling over clinking glasses. 200 souls swirled, influencers snapping selfies, editors nodding sagely, Sarah's squad orbiting her like planets to a sun. She held court near the bar, emerald dress hugging her frame, mic in one hand, champagne in the other. To truth, she toasted, voice amplified, crowd echoing. Truth! The word mocked me as I slipped through the door, dossier bag slung cross-body, heart a war drum. Invisibility cloak on, I wove edges, nodding at familiars who blinked in surprise. "M, didn't expect you." A colleague, Tom, the whistleblower, clapped my shoulder. "Heard you bowed out. Sarah's version's killer." Killer. I smiled thinly. Wait till you hear the full story. Slipped him a card, QR gleaming. He scanned, brow furrowing. Seed 1, planted. Sarah spotted me mid-laugh, eyes narrowing fractionally. She excused herself, gliding over, predator grace. M, you came. Voice low, laced honey trap. Up close, her perfume choked, same as our college days, weaponized nostalgia. Wouldn't miss it, I replied, even, holding her gaze. No flinch. For you. She leaned in, conspiratorial. Look, about before. Water under. Let's grab drinks. Reminisce? Reminisce. The ploy. Reclaim control. Paint me nostalgic fool. But I saw the flicker. Fear behind the charm. Later, I said, stepping past. Congrats first. Her hand grazed my arm. Warning? Plea? I shook it off, moving to Lisa at a high top, mid-chat with Suits. Lisa. She turned, warm but wary. Emily, glad you're here. I pressed the card into her palm. Read this, then we'll talk. She glanced at, title, The Real Story Behind the Story. What's this? Whisper query. Clarity. On the piece. On Sarah. Her eyes widened. She pocketed it, nodding slowly. Seed 2. The room thickened, her speech rapping, applause crashing like waves. She descended the stage, basking, but her scans grew frantic, hunting me. Good. Let unease brew. I circulated deliberately. Mutual from college. Hey, remember that project? Check this link. Jaw drops. She... what? Ripples spread, whispers threading the crowd, phones glowing as QR scans multiplied. Then the spark. Tom, voice rising near the bar. This audio. Sarah saying outshine her. That's Emily's voice in the draft. Heads turned. A circle formed. Sarah froze mid-convo, color draining. She pushed through, smile fixed. Tom, what's the buzz? But her eyes darted to me. Across the room, arms crossed, watching. The circle parted. She faced him, then the growing knot. Misunderstanding. She laughed, brittle. Old joke. Am I kid like that? Kid. The denial landed flat. Phones tilted, recording. Lisa approached, face storm cloud. Sarah, we need to talk, now. Private corner, voices low but leaking. Plagiarism? Emily's work? Sarah's protest, sharp, then shrill. She's twisting it. Jealous. The accusation boomeranged. I stepped forward then, calm eye in the hurricane. No twists, Sarah, just facts. The room hushed, magnetic. She whirled. Don't. This is my night. My night. Entitlement raw. I pulled the letter from my bag, holding it out. Read it. Privately. But eyes locked. Hers pleading, then venomous. You think this buries me? You're nothing without me. Nothing. The words sliced, but I stood taller. I was everything to you. Your muse, uncredited. Murmurs swelled. Flashes popped. Paparazzi scenting blood. Tom chimed in. This timeline, her inspirations are Emily's originals. Proof projected impromptu. Someone's phone beaming side by sides on a wall screen, glitchy but damning. Sarah cracked, face crumpling, then fury. Fine. You want credit? Take it. But you're bitter, Em. Always have been. Bitter. The lie flung like mud, but it stuck to her. Lisa interjected. Enough. Sarah, you're off the piece. Full review. Possible pull. Off. The word echoed. Her empire teetered. Chaos crested. Crowd fracturing. Some fleeing awkwardly. Others pressing for details. Sarah lunged at me, voice hissing.
You planned this, bitch. But security, hired for the glam, hovered at my elbow. Alex appeared at my elbow, arm linking mine. Time to go, he murmured. She deflated, tears streaking mascara, as Lisa led her away. We'll sort this, Lisa called over her shoulder. To me, Emily, call tomorrow. Lead credit you're yours. Outside, rain's slick streets cooled the blaze. Alex pulled me close. You did it. Exposed, not destroyed. Shakes hit then, adrenaline crash, tears hot. But triumph laced them. Justice, served public yet poised. Her world, crumbling inside. Mine, rebuilding on truth. As we walked, the phone buzzed, texts flooding, support, outrage. Sarah's last, you win, but you'll always be second. Second. I blocked, deleted. No, first in my story. The climax faded to echo, but the fallout, it reshaped everything. The morning after the party dawned gray, rain tapping windows like hesitant applause. I woke tangled in sheets, Alex's arm heavy across me, anchor in the aftershock. No regrets pulsed, just a hollow ache, like exhaling after holding breath too long. The climax had scorched, but now embers glowed, warming the ruins. Justice wasn't fireworks, it was this, quiet reclaiming. First waves hit via phone, notifications avalanche. Lisa's email read, Emily, reviewed the dossier, piece on hold, full credit to you as lead upon revisions. Sarah's contract, under review. Apologies for the oversight. Let's meet on Monday. Apologies. From the boss to me. Vindication bloomed, soft. I replied briefly, thank you. Eager to move forward. Forward. Keyword. Social storm raged, threads dissecting the drama, my QR site views spiking. Mutuals messaged, saw the truth, proud of you. Tom, that was badass. Coffee on me. Even strangers. Your story's inspiring. Betrayal sucks, but you rose. Rose. Not unscathed, but upright. Sarah's profiles? Silent. Posts frozen, mid-glow. Comments venomous. Teef. Karma's I didn't revel. Pity tinged it. Her mask shattered, exposing the hollow beneath.
Alex brewed coffee, sliding a mug my way. How's the warrior? Tea's light, eyes deep. I leaned into him, spent, sore, but free. We talked it through, her photo ploy and the isolation attempts. She tested us, he said, hand in mine. We passed. Trust, reforged in fire. That afternoon we walked in the park, leaves crunching, air crisp. No grand gestures, just presence. Healing's quiet work. Work reshaped fast. Monday's meet with Lisa? Productive storm. We owe you, she admitted, outlining revisions, my vision untainted. Lead by line plus promo push. Promo. The word thrilled, cautious. By week's end, the piece relaunched. Whistleblowers, voices silenced, truths reclaimed. My name bold, story woven true. Personal thread mine, raw and real. Reads poured in. Feedback glowed. Empowering, brave. One comment stuck. This isn't just about corpse. It's every betrayal we survive. Sarah's fallout filtered in whispers. Fired from the mag, plagiarism probe too glaring. Freelance gigs dried up, her squad scattered, loyalty thin. A mutual spilled. She's spiraling, blaming you, then herself. Blame. I released it, like smoke. No gloating, just closure. One olive branch came. Her email, week 3. M, I messed up, badly. Can we talk? I read it twice, heart twinging. Forgiveness? Maybe someday. Reply, wounds heal slowly. Focus on your truth. Send. Block. Boundaries, my new armor. Life bloomed in the spaces. Alex and I deepened, talking of trips, futures unshadowed. Work surged. Pitches landed, bylines stacked. The journal? Revived, pages filling with originals, untouchable. Even friendships mended, old college pals circling back, real bonds emerging. But the resolution's core? Self. Months on, the mirrors showed not a victim but an alchemist, pain transmuted to power. The world's destruction? Averted. Hers? Self-inflicted. Justice circled back, full. Yet echoes lingered, nights I'd wake, her laugh haunting. Normal. Scars remind, strengthen, and in them, gratitude for the twist that woke me. Which brings us to the why of it all. Looking back from that cracked mirror of doubt to this steady gaze, it's clear betrayal isn't just a wound, it's a wake-up. Sarah's lie, that shocking twist of theft and sabotage, nearly toppled my world. It stole nights of sleep, chipped at trusts I held sacred, and left me questioning every reflection. But here's the truth it taught me, carved deep. The people who dim your light to steal it, they don't deserve the glow you reclaim. Think about it. Have you been there? A friend who borrows your dreams? A sister who whispers poison while hugging tight? It's a universal ache, that sting of seeing your best in someone else's mirror. Sarah wasn't evil, not a cartoon villain. She was human. Flaws amplified by fear, ambition unchecked, insecurity dressed as shine, devouring what it envied. I see that now without hate, pity mostly, because in trying to outshine me, she dimmed herself, left exposed, scrambling in the dark she wove. The moral? Guard your light, but don't hoard it. Share boldly, with boundaries steel. True friends amplify, not appropriate. They credit the spark, not claim the flame. And when betrayal hits, and it will, don't rush the ashes. Sit in them. Mine the gold. Resilience forged in fire. Clarity sharper than any lie. That dossier? Not just takedown, it was my manifesto. Proof that truth documented indoors. Impact ripples wider than one fallout. The piece? It ran, reached thousands. Whistleblowers emailing thanks. Your words gave me voice. One woman betrayed in her firm cited it in her stand. Chain reaction, my pain, alchemized to purpose. Journalism shifted from me too. Bolder pitches, a book deal brewing on hidden thefts in creative worlds. Sarah's shadow? Faded to footnote. On love? Alex and I? Stronger. Betrayal tested, but weeded weeds. We married last spring. A small ceremony, real vows. No maids of honor from old circles. Just us, roots deep. And friendships? Curated now. Quality over quantity. A new crew, women who lift, no strings. But the deepest lesson, self-trust. I ignored flickers too long, those hairline cracks in our bond. Now, I listen. Gut whispers, heated. Dreams, mine alone until shared safely. It's freed me. Writing flows unpilfered, life expansive. If you're here, nursing your own twist, hear this. You're not broken. You're becoming. Betrayal destroys illusions, not you. Rise, expose what needs light, not for revenge, but release. Justice? It's not punishment, it's peace. Sarah's world crumbled. Mine was rebuilt, brighter. So, what's your story? Drop it below, the lie that shocked you, the revenge that healed. We're in this together, truths shared. If this hit home, like, subscribe, more tales of turning tables, finding justice. Until next time, trust wisely, shine fiercely. Your world's worth it.